Everyone's been fooled by the whole Mew under the truck thing. But what about a certain Pokemon that was seemingly legendary? Nothing comes to mind? Oh, well, Volcarona might be a thought. I was a very dumb child. So therefore, if a Pokemon looked big, scary, and strong, that must have meant it was a legendary. The way you encounter Volcarona gives off a special vibe, but this kinda made sense, with it being post-game. You're all alone in this desert temple, until you discover the static Pokemon awaiting you. Other than that, it has a base stat total of 550, which is pretty close to being a pseudo-legendary. Now don't call me dumb yet, because my logic gets even better. Let me ask you this, how many static legendaries have you encountered? Quite a few, I would bet. Well, if we had a code sample that said, if Pokemon static equal true, then legend must equal true as well. That is exactly what played in my little youngster Joey-like brain. Although, as I say that, I did not apply the same logic to Heatran in Pokemon Black and White 2. I remember being inside Reversal Mountain, just running around, doing my thing. I walked down this set of stairs that I had previously encountered while it was empty. Seeing nothing, I left. Eventually, I go there again, and Heatran just plops itself down from the air. The worst part is, I didn't even talk to him. I was so confident Heatran wasn't anything special, just because of how goofy the encounter seemed. So I just left again, and to this day, I never went back and caught it. I was not the brightest player. Now I imagine you want me to stop with the sheer stupidity. Well, it's not gonna end there. Do you ever remember obtaining a Zorua in Pokemon Black and White? Well, I do not. The entire game, I only remember seeing Zoroark once, and that was with N. I was baffled when I saw this Pokemon, but with no success, I never found one. Until one day, I discovered the Celebi event. After speaking with this NPC in Castelia City, poof, there it was! Seeing Zorua just magically appear like that after bringing along Celebi definitely meant it was a legendary. Don't forget about the movie. If you saw this movie and didn't think it was a legendary, then I'm just crazy. Just to add the cherry on top, I was completely convinced that Spiritomb was also a legendary. In Pokemon Platinum, I came across this rock, and thought nothing of it. I played through the whole game just up until you battle Cynthia. Up until this point, I'd forgotten about this ominous rock. All of a sudden, boom! This purple scary ghost object gets thrown onto the field, instantly. Without a second thought, this must have defined itself as a legendary. Or so I thought when I was 8 years old. Eventually, I figured out that this special rock is how you get Spiritomb. Jumping all the way over to Alola, we have Wishiwashi. At this point in time, everyone knows Wishiwashi is this tiny little fish that can become a not-so-little big fish. I thought this totem was a breeze, up until the transformation happened. I thought I was fighting a legendary at level 20. After looking up what this Pokemon was, I saw a 620 base stat total. I don't really know what we classify Wishiwashi as, but battling it is not to be taken lightly. So for this one, I'm really hoping I'm not the only one who thought it was a legendary or something of that sort. For the last bit of tomfoolery, my guy, Rotom, must be mentioned. See, the thing is, I never even thought about exploring the Spooky Mansion until after I beat the game. Even then, I never thought about talking to the TV. Since I did this post-game, seeing my screen go crazy and the music intensify, of course I thought it was legendary. Flipping over to the next page of my own myths, we have certain Pokemon originating from Hoenn, being believed to originate from Sinnoh. Let's start with Meditite, Silicoon, and Cascoon. These Pokemon are fairly common in Sinnoh, bumping into them left, right, and center in Eterna Forest and a couple different routes. So before I continue, let's just take a step back. Sorry to say, but my first time experiencing Hoenn was with auras. That might be a sin, but I did not grow up with a Game Boy. I grew up with a DS. So really, my first time even seeing a lot of Hoenn Pokemon was actually in Sinnoh. But these guys are ones I clearly remember seeing all the time. Joining this terrible myth, we have Roselia. Now in my defense, Budew was new to Sinnoh, which was also seen very often. Obviously, if a Pokemon's pre-evolution is in one region, then its evolution must also be from the same region too. Yeah, no, my logic was very flawed, as you can tell. What about shiny Pokemon? Let's take Plusle and Minun for example. I caught a Plusle one day, just thinking it was some electric Pikachu looking thing. Until another day, I found a Minun. Obviously, they are different species, but clearly I couldn't read when I was a child either. So without a doubt, I fully believed Minun was a shiny Plusle. Let's go ahead and take a look at Basculin too. We have one that's blue, and one that's red. Well, of course I caught the red one. Later on, I caught the blue one, thinking I was a shiny hunting beast. Sadly, I learned that both Basculin are quite common. So my logic here was that if something is a different color, that must mean it's a shiny. Finally, I'm sure we are all aware of Vivion's many forms. I wasn't a big fan of using Vivion on my team, but I caught one just for the sake of it. The other thing is that I loved Wonder Trading when I was bored. So one day, off goes my Magikarp, and voila, here's a totally weird looking Vivion. I had zero clue patterns existed, so straight to my shiny box this thing went. Next on up are the cheaters, Drayden and Getsis. For starters, Drayden has a Haxorus at level 43. Seeing this beast of a dragon at such a low level had me shocked. After the battle, I went and caught an Axew for myself. I leveled it up to 43 and nothing. Why? Its real level is 48, which isn't the worst thing, I guess. But what's even worse is Getsis. He has a Hydreigon at level 54, a whole 10 levels before Zweilous evolves. I caught a Dino before the Elite Four, expecting to have a Hydreigon for myself. But grinding way past level 50s was just not in my plans. Looking back, I wish I could have had a Hydreigon at level 54. I was fooled twice, thinking I could get 2 awesome dragon types way before they evolve.